Hello, everybody, again, and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with me in the background we have
Kage. How's it going?
Kage. What's going on?
Just watching what people are trying to say and trying to read between the lines.
We got a decent show planned for you today. We're short a couple people. They could call in, they might not. I don't know where they're at, but we'll go from what we got, and maybe we'll have a panel, or we'll get some people that can be on time and be a panel. Otherwise, I'm going to reach out to some other people. I have some ideas of it. And one guy that we are crypto experts, see if he can join us there sometime. The first stock we're going to talk about there is PHUN. PHUN. Right here. Here's the chart. Last tick on this one, it looks like it was $3.11. Now, this is the year-to-date chart. We saw a spike around November. It was almost up to like $9, $10. And then it looks like we got to the 2.5 range there to $3.11 where we're at. Going on to what would you say they do here? PHUNware is a pioneer of multi-screen MAAS service, the only fully integrated service platform that enables brands to engage and monetize their anytime, anywhere users. PHUNware has introduced category-defining experiences that challenge the outer limits of the most advanced multi-screen devices of the world's most respected brands. Going on to Stockwits, Kage, because that's where the real traders are at. What do you have as far as from Stockwits, as far as what the sentiment is as far as the pros on this?
I was scrolling down through the list, and mostly people are saying bullish for this stock.
Okay.
Like, for example, this one from Barefoot Bum, he says bullish. Bum's top 5 pay plan, and PHUN is one of them. And this is what he said about this stock. Trump-related play also performed as expected from yesterday's list. If DWAC stays hot, this will too.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for the move towards 4. Moves on sympathy to DWAC heating up.
That's the thing that a lot of people don't understand going forward. You're seeing this movement and gravitational other communities going towards other platforms because of this mass censorship that's happening. That's not going to work. I know a lot of these companies think the censorship is going to work, but all you're doing is you're creating another, which is great. Your people are moving away from these monopolies and going towards that those friendly platforms that are staying away from those kind of things, and that's why you've seen the Twitter stock gradually go down because of the Getter platform that's there, because they don't censor free as far as people's speeches and things like that, and people can post what they want. So you're seeing that gravitational pull towards these other companies, and you're going to see this going over the years. Look for all these other feeder companies to come up and invest in these newer ones, because you're going to see that gravitation towards that platform. And you might not agree with the politics that people are pushing, but as far as the investment is going to be huge there, because there's going to be, you're already seeing the ad revenue. You're seeing it with Gab, you're seeing it with Rumble, you're seeing the ad revenue with Getter, you're seeing these pop-up ads show up on there, and they're getting that revenue that the other big dogs used to get. You know what I'm saying?
Seems that the little dog is starting to move into the big dog's house.
Yeah, and the main thing is that Amazon censored one of they were on the cloud platform. I believe there was one of these conservative sites called Parler, and they were disconnected, and then because people said they were related to certain events and things like that, so Amazon pulled the plug on them, and so when that happened, that sent off a chain reaction to everybody build their own infrastructure on that side. And I'm just telling you guys no matter what side you're on, I'm just telling you what's happening on the other side, so you actually know what's happening. And this is a non-biased look, because I'm not biased towards anybody. Like I've told you guys before, I don't carry the cooler for anybody. I'm just telling you straight up what is happening in that movement. So if I was some people, I would look at some of these other companies and see if these places fit into your buy point, or unless you want to just stick with your regular companies that are doing what they're doing, which is fine as well. Going into PHUNware provides a fully integrated enterprise cloud platform for mobile that drives customer satisfaction and revenue. So you have that. PHUNware is a mobile software that exhibits game-like mechanics and behavior so brands can contextually engage in customers and drive digital transformation. Check out the videos to learn how Phunware is a tech-enabling experience to brand together the right content for the right customer at the right time and place. They have deliver relevant messaging to your customers, understanding your customers through a combination of data, proprietary Phunware data for third-party data. What do you have on StockTwits as far as more sentiment on this one?
How about this one from Now Chow Money Honey? She says, PHUN. Why would Phunware make sense for TMTG? TMTG press release on the 1.3 billion. I'm confident that TMTG can effectively deploy this capital to accelerate and strengthen the execution of its business. Hire top technology providers. Digital World CEO Patrick Orlando said in the release.
It's interesting. Oh, go ahead.
So basically, it sounds like they're teaming up with this company to bring their products and their ideas to like these screens all over, and basically they're trying to lay out a new platform. Looks like to launch off of.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the next 6 months, and that'll be the key to where this goes as far as the reoccurring revenue and the customer base that they have going forward. It's going to be interesting to see the numbers they bring in, and that's going to propel where you're going to have for going forward there. Sorry, I just had a message pop up from one of my suppliers there. My apologies there. Reward your customers for sharing information and build loyalty through there's the Fun Coin, a security token backed by Phunware. So that's interesting right there. They also have Supercharge your existing mobile application. You're going to see this going forward too as well, guys. If they're doing these NFTs and deals like that with those kind of things and trading that's just going to only as far as increase that price if there's success going forward with this. What else do you have on StockTwits where the real traders are out there?
This is a comment from Pineapple Stocks. He says bullish. PHUN looking good. The stock is close to 50D SMA level today with a big green candle. Volume is increasing. RSI is in the sweet spot. The stock is starting to bounce. Make sure you're using an unusual scanner for platforms such as Sweepcast.
Yeah, that or your some of your other analytics out there that you can try to pick up these movements and things like that. You also have a plug here from NASDAQ. It says it doesn't appear that they have. This is NASDAQ.com for Phunware there, or if it's Phunware, we'll see. Someone will correct us on this one, but there doesn't appear to be any fresh business specific news behind the surge there on Tuesday, the day of big gains for the stocks associated with the former President Donald Trump. Digital World acquisition, which is set to merge with Trump Media Technology, closed out the session with 21.8% of investors maybe betting on a connection between the companies. So they're saying it's a bet that there's a connection, not confirmed yet, but they're saying that. Also, this is one of the stocks today that kind of dodged Kage. What happened with your news with, I believe it was the Goldman Sachs information that it plunged, so you lost like 500 points. There was a loss there in December. So we're seeing signs of repetitive, which we told you this stuff was coming. This is only the beginning, guys. You're going to see these blips and then it could get worse. So that's what I'm saying. You want to watch where you're putting your dough into. And so we're going to cover some of these companies, but you gotta watch really careful. Wouldn't you say, Kage, coming up with all the things coming we got China lockdown ports coming. We got inflation. They're reacting also to the rate changes today. We also have more things coming down the pike with supply chains. Supply chain breakdowns with truckers, things like that. Like we were saying, there's just so much things in the hopper that's going to affect things. So you got to watch out where you're putting your dough with some of these. So what else do you got from the real traders there?
There's this one comment from Robusto75. He says, bullish. they always think innovation is so obvious after the fact, but they never built anything of value. There's a reason Funware acquired light gaming PCs, a growing company deploying high-performance computers all over the world. Microsoft gets it.
Oh, okay. Was this a bear take or was it a bull take?
It was a bull take.
Oh, it was? Okay.
I mean, people have these companies that get absorbed by these bigger companies.
That's what happens. Yeah.
Big fish eat the little fish, and sometimes good comes of it, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen that all the time with Google. Google has been grabbing other companies, and I mean, sometimes wouldn't you, if they came along and give you a decent offer, would you be out? I think I would, or you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a sour patch or nothing, but if they offered you the right amount to jump out there, you know, you got to do what you got to do, you know? So it looks like they built an application for Trump's 2020 presidential campaign, also provides data, social media services with Trump Media and Technological Group seemingly on track to launch its Truth Social application February 21st. Investors are hoping that Funware secured social media company as a customer. So that'll be interesting how that plays out, as well as with Gab, Getter, and the Trump one. I know that the stock of that one is taking off, you know, as far as his Truth one. Whether that plays out or not, we'll see how that goes. Despite no public intentions that the Truth social media will use Funware services, the software company stock has often jumped in conjunction with gains of Digital World acquisition. In addition to mounting excitement surrounding the social media platform, it's also possible that a recent rally held by Trump in Arizona is taken as an indicator that he will run for president in 2024. So, you know, anytime the news sees articles like that, they're going to run with that because that's all they got to get their ratings, because their ratings are in the toilet right now. I'm not saying NASDAQs are in the toilet. I'm saying the alphabet medias are, so they're always going to pony off whatever the guy says anyway. So what do you got on, do you have any bear takes on this? Any non-takers on this one as far as...
There were like some bears sprinkled here and there, but none of them have any receipts that
if you
worth a comment.
On this show, if they don't have any of the receipts of what they're saying to back up what they got, we're not going to cover it, because then some people think, the listeners of this show want to see like what the actual to back up what they have, because otherwise they're going to call those guys and troll them out on it. After today's double-digit pricing surge, Funware's now market capitalization of roughly $312 million. The companies providing services include Trump Media and Technology Group. The former president's next campaign, his evaluation could continue to soar. On the other hand, it's not clear where the media group is a customer or Trump will run in 2024. It's worth noting that the Truth Social Media is built on the open source code from Mastodon, a social media platform that's similar to Twitter, which potentially can point to more limited opportunity for Funware. So we'll have to see where that goes. And that's the thing where a lot of these brands killed themselves because of the censorship. Everybody's gravitating away to that. And you could have called that, Kagi, you could have called this one a mile away, you know, as far as that when you start censoring people, you're just going to see movements and people are going to stick away. And it's just bad for your brand, you know?
Well, I can say this. When people come after you, or you know, when you're facing opposition in whatever thing you're being challenged with, you'll get tougher skin as a result.
Exactly.
And basically, it just comes back better than ever, and that lessons were learned, and people grew up, and they became stronger as a result. That's how the world works sometimes.
Yeah, there was also a podcast. You can go and listen to that too as well. It's the Levin Mark Show, the interview with Funware's COO and military veteran Randall Crowder. You can go on to that and listen to that there. The topics they discuss is his time in the military, in which technology is in a changing society. And they talk about some of the two strategic supplier relationships. So that's the two strategic relationships are discussed on that, and some of the deals they got hopping in Southeast Asia. But that's all the takes they had on there. What other good takes do you have? Anything relevant with receipts and things? You can go back. You can also go back a day if you'd like.
Some of them have links to some places, but no graphs or receipts.
Okay, well, the sentiment looks pretty hot there as far as what I'm seeing. So I'd say this is definitely a look to go check it out, see what they have cooking in the hopper there, and do your homework on it, and find your buy point if you're getting in. But I don't see anything negative with this one so far. I don't see a lot of bad takes or anything like that, or anything hot on there that we need to be aware of or anything. I mean, we'll see how this plays out. It's going to be interesting to see the reoccurring revenue over time, but I say it's definitely, you got to put on your high watch list there. What about you?
I would definitely give this one a look. This PHUN stock.
Okay, and yeah, if any of you out there have any more info that we didn't cover on here, put it on there. We don't have everything, so put in your comments there, and we're going to be out on this one, and we're going to the next. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is BBI. BBI, last tick on this one, Kage, was 0.3281. Going to the chart there, the chart looks decent, a little bit of fall off, but for a biotech, biopharmaceutical type deal with these types of research and with this type of research and everything, the chart looks halfway decent, I think, considering all the bad things that have happened with some of your movement of the Dow there within the past 2-3 months there. Going into what would you say they do? They engage in the development of prescription therapeutics and treatment for skin diseases. Its pipeline includes new molecular entities targeting the treatment of the following indications of hyperhidrosis, allergic contact dermatitis, anogenic alopecia, cell lymphoma, and psoriasis. The company was founded by Reginald Hardy and Andrew Scaler and is headquartered in Boulder, Colorado. So the People's Republic of Colorado this is in. Going on to StockTwits, because that's where the real traders are at. What do you have from them there?
I'm seeing mostly bulls for this stock.
Okay.
I think it might be a little bit too soon to call, but this is definitely on the cheap, and a lot of them are getting in on the cheap and hitting that ask.
Okay.
Oh, that came through all right. This is a comment.
Yeah, no one thought. No, some people might have thought it came out to what you think they say, but nothing like that. So, go ahead.
Well, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is a comment from Team Bullish Trading. Watch list for January 19th, 2022. Follow for more alerts. This is what they said for BBI. Plus 58% for the day. Received a $2 price target from H.C. Wainwright today.
Okay.
230 million shares exchanged with an intraday high of 0.39 cents.
Okay, so in the hopper there, with some of your stages there for your pipeline, they've got the approval for the sulfonium bromide. That one went into it got approved. The next milestone would be the NDA submission, and then you have the primary palmar plantar hyperhidrosis. That one we have is in phase 1, and then you have discovery and preclinical for autoimmune diseases there for the dermatitis, rheumatoid arthritis, and diabetes and others. And then you have your autoimmunity dermatology, which is in preclinical and discovery phases for that. So you have those as well on there. So they have a lot of stuff there in the hopper, and they've already hit. So like we said before, the only thing that you want to be concerned about this, guys, is that this thing is very volatile. It's currently being promoted on promotion lists. It's showing up everywhere. So you could be at 33 cents now, and then by Friday you can be in the low 20s. So don't go in and go buy on the high. It's very high risky when you get below. Anything before that dollar point, you're pretty much violating the Ricky Gutierrez rule of trading by don't trade anything under $1. Now, a lot of people like to do, and they like to live on the dangerous side. Sometimes we do as well, but just be careful. That's all we're saying. What do you have? What other sentiment do you have there from the real traders there, Kage?
There are some bears in this one. Do you want me to cover a bear?
Sure.
All right. How about this one from Noob Bulls? He says bearish. BBI, 220 million volume gain 10 cents with nothing new to put out.
Okay.
The writing is on the wall. They're going dump soon. Look for offerings within weeks. Don't let these idiots in here get you all excited. Don't forget they
Ooh.
have 200 mil of AS at their disposal, and he's got a little thing for a note for offerings, I think, for this stock, where he brought his receipt.
Okay, that I mean it is. He does have some good points there, because this thing could be, they could be just trying to gobble up the dough and then get out. So the bad thing is calling people idiots on the board. There's a lot of people that are smart on that board as well. You never trust everybody on the board, but there is good information, and we don't want to throw everybody under the bus on StockTwits, because that is where the real traders are at. What else? What else you got there?
For this stock, I think there's a lot of sentiment here about new bag holders, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
For the most part.
Is it future bag holders or new bag holders? Is there some people?
New bag holders, I think.
Okay, so what's did a bunch of people say they lost some dough on this already, or what?
Look, this is a comment from NYC 24. He says bearish. BBI. This looks like a very nice short, in my opinion.
Okay.
Especially if no one with a following pumps it. So, I think take that with a grain of salt, I guess, because that's from a bear on a bullish stock. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're already getting pump up the gem already out there from your from just as far as this is already all over the promotion list, and if there's any there is currently no. There's a few. Let's see. Street Holders got this on here. Streetholder.com. They got StreetInsider.com. Sorry. This is a pre-open stock mover. That's possibly why this did show up on there. They gave it. Let's see here. They gave it a buy rating and a price target of $2. So I think that's where some people saw. They didn't give their reasons for that on here, but they did. So someone saw this on a promotion. And they said it's a possibility, which is they were speculating that this could go to 2. So maybe some people picked up on that and jumped and then sent it up a little bit, maybe. See if anybody out there sees any of that. What else do you got there?
He says, BBI, this should run to $2.50 between now and June. NDA for their potential blockbuster prescription deodorant should be submitted by then. This could be your unicorn 10-bagger. Don't believe me? Look at their competitor, Dermina, and their product, Cubreza, I think.
He's not that.
Forgive me if I butchered that word.
Oh, I butcher stuff all the time. You're good. If anybody really cares if someone's butchering that, then they got to be they're a little too critical and got to check themselves. So he's not that far off on that take, because of it's one of the more safer plays. Going down line, it's just not with people promoting it, it's not my grab like anytime soon until I find my entry point, because I like to go on the down end. I like to grab the cheap seats. That's just my style. But they've already been successful in one approval that they've hit already. So going down the line, as they hit these points, you could ride those waves like I've said on the other ones, and then towards like he said, if it does hit that deodorant approval there, and they get that, then you could see that number that he's talking about. That's not that far of a reach. Now, saying the June number, that possibly is, but you never know. They could accelerate quickly to get to final approval. You never know. So we'll have to see how that plays out, where they're going. So as far as this one goes, it's a watch for me, possibly a great watch. I just want to see a little more information how it plays out. I also would just say that just be careful on this one this week, because it is showing promoted. When you got someone throwing out $2, there's a lot of people like to jump the gun and get in. I would just be cautious of that, because you're not going to see $2 this week. So that's just my take. I mean, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. So what do you got?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say for this stock. I mean, this may be definitely worth a look. As far as getting in on the cheap, this could be what you may want to get into. If you don't have a lot to spend, this might be a good investment long term.
You just got to see where your buy point is and where you're getting in at. So obviously it's not this week, so because you're just going to get in on the promotion.
Yeah, definitely give this a look, and if you want to get on the cheap, now's the time to do it, I guess.
Okay, well, we got that one, and then we'll just go on to the next, and we'll see you in 2 and 2. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is AAPT, All American Petco Incorporated. Last tick was 0.0158. Going to the chart towards the end here, it's looking decent there, Kage. My only thing is that this is showing up on a promotion list that's being talked about everywhere, so you want to be careful. This would not be my week to buy, but I'm not saying don't. This could be your chance to get in on something good. Just not. This is definitely not the week to get in, just because this thing's going to be bounced around like a football all week, just because it's being promoted. Going into what would you say you do here? All American Petco Incorporated engages in the development and manufacturing of marketing prepackaged products for dogs. Its products include NutriBars, Chewies, Mutt Bars, Chomp Bars. The company was founded by Lisa Bersham and Barry Schwartz February 13, 2003, and is headquartered in the People's Republic of Beverly Hills, California. What do you got from StockTwits? Because that's where the real traders are at, guys. What do you have there?
I'm seeing bulls for the most part for this stock. Like this quote from at AStokes07. He says, AAPT bullish. I'm almost to 3 million shares and will continue accumulating. Love everything about this stock and the people behind it. It's become one of my favorites.
Okay. What else do you got?
So I guess he believes in the mission and the company. So I think. Another one is from RNDMPLYR. Rindmilper, I think. I didn't want to butcher that name.
That's funny.
But yeah. He says, AAPT, I'm at 1 mil shares, let's go. On top of catalysts, solid fundamentals, solid IR execution. What other OTCs besides Miljoa, ICOA, and ESOLs that you know of will execute audited financials? This shows they mean business, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I would.
US is also doing it and that is a stock I recommend to friends.
I would say, as far as the play is when you're getting into this one, because as far as there's reoccurring revenue here, and the animal kingdom's not going away anytime soon. They got us beat by a little bit there, I think. So going into the brands that they're carrying, they have the Lotus brand, the Austin and Cat, the V Enterprise, the OC Raw, Hitachi Blends, Renaissance Farm, Hyperpet, Enable Chow, Moderna, Integrated Cat Litter, Spot Farms, Pioneer Pet, Stock Mart, Soggy Doggy, Kong, you name it. They've got all. So they have all these different products and brands in these with this company there. The reviews on here are 5 stars. So what else you got there?
This is a quote from Fishing Man 1. He says bullish for AAPT.
Mm-hmm.
Over 200K Twitter followers now, literally grew by several hundred this week alone. Word is getting out on this metaverse gem. Great play.
So I have on the earliest news I have coming back here. Let's see, there is September 29, 2021. It looks like it said it said All American Pet Company closes $200 million acquisition of Cura. The Nevada Holding Corporation actively pursuing acquisitions wishes to provide shareholders an update for the $200 million acquisition of the planned roadmap. It said they signed a definitive agreement to acquire 100% of the outstanding shares of Cura of September 28th, 2021. The transaction is valued at $200 million there. So that was huge in itself with that acquisition. Going forward, I'll search through there. Do you have any? What are some of your other guys that brought some receipts? If you see any bears in there, do you have any of that too? Either anything relevant there?
For bears, not a whole lot.
Okay.
But but there is this one from Yang VR, but he doesn't necessarily have any receipts to go with them.
Okay. What's he got? Just for. Okay, interesting news I did find, Kage, is the only news I found, and that was there's a little bit of sentiment out there that says it's pretty funny. It says it's going to fall in the next 3 months. I'm like, well, yeah, especially it's going to fall the percentage wise. You said it was going to fall, which is a small percentage, guys. It's because it's currently one of the top talked about stocks right now, and it's being promoted there a little bit. You're seeing some promotions going out, so that's why it's going to fall. We'll have to see how revenues play out in the first quarter, things like that. But what are some of the other takes there before we jam out? Just because there's not a lot of, I've checked on the Google machine for any type of first page and second page news. That there's nothing trending except for just acquisitions from last year.
How about this one from Robster Lobster? He says AAPT bullish. Can't dilute. Look at share structure. No room for any crazy dilution, and we're getting a share cancellation. Too many dumb people.
Yeah, hey, that's not a bad take. What else you got?
Let's see. One of these guys says Casumo. He's been doing a couple of comments that I kind of like, but his are kind of a little long.
No problem.
There's one from Ride the Waves 3. He says, adding AAPT, adding again, ring the bell. He says bullish for this stock, and he's got a little receipt. And I think he's from China, I think.
Okay.
From the characters in the clip he's showing for the receipt.
That's great. I mean, so this stock, this is your chance if you want to get in on a lottery ticket there for the future. It's not a bad buy. It's just as far as this is not the week, obviously, just because it's showing up everywhere. If you're going to get in, just find your entry point maybe somewhere when it's if you can pick it up on the downtrend, because you're going to see obviously it go down because there's little promotions there, but it's definitely worth a watch there. So what do you got?
Yeah, I would probably give this a watch. But as far as getting in, like right now, you might want to wait before you get in.
Mm-hmm.
Just because this stock is being promoted and it could be just dropped.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it's very volatile right now. So yeah, you could be out of it tomorrow. So just make sure you watch yourself if you are getting in, that you do know that it is volatile. So there's very limited information about it now. There's information going back from last year. But there's not any relevant information as of yet, that could break at any time there. So pretty much out on this one. What about you as far as being out to go for the night?
Yeah, I'm going to get out and smoke bomb it out.
Okay. Don't make it a dog show. And good night now!